Good evening, everyone. I'm Keisha Marie Charles, and this is your I.A.N. News.
I.A.N steel plans to create job opportunities. Southern Lawyers Association calls for due process over CCJ allegations. Hilton Trinidad workers uncertain about future. And Met Office monitors active tropical wave in the Atlantic.
In our top story tonight, Trinidad and Tobago and the United States have advanced several major energy, industrial and investment initiatives following a high-level visit by U.S. Deputy Secretary of State Christopher Lando. At the signing ceremony during Lando's official visit on Monday, 3 major commercial initiatives were highlighted, including Curlew Midstream's proposed fuel storage and bunkering terminal at Point Lisas, Pinnacle Steel and Vanadium Corporation's proposed restoration of the former I.A.N plant, and agreements between NGC and BP on the Manakin-Cockawina cross-border gas development. Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessor said the project formed part of government's plan to restore Point Lisas as an engine of economic growth.
Pinnacle's acquisition there and proposed upgrade of the former I.A.N plant for steel and vanadium, if that's the proper pronunciation, production, can and will restore capacity, will create jobs, much needed jobs, and benefit all local contractors and manufacturers, whilst at the same time signaling confidence in our steel sector.
A major focus of the visit was the Manakin-Cockawina gas field, which spans Trinidad and Tobago and Venezuela. Persad-Bissessor said NGC has now secured its 20% interest in Manakin, removing a major obstacle to development of the cross-border field and allowing BP to accelerate its final investment decision.
Joint operating agreement governs the license. The Block 5B farm-out agreement gives NGC participation in Block 5B. These agreements aligns NGC across the field, removes a major obstacle, and allows BP to accelerate its final investment decision, completing in a little over a year what had remained undone for more than 10 years.
The remaining 75% is expected to support LNG production and increase supply to Atlantic LNG from 2027. In other news, Trinidad and Tobago has been qualified for a 10% U.S. tariff rate following engagements with the United States Trade Representative. The announcement comes from Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessor during the signing ceremony with U.S. Deputy Secretary of State Christopher Lando on Monday.
TNT qualified for the lower tier tariff rate of 10%, so thank you, Minister Sean, for representing us. And thereby, of course, less we had to pay. So we thank again the United States for lowering that rate down to 10%.
She described the latest agreement as another chapter in the long-standing relationship between Trinidad and Tobago and the United States. And Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessor SC and her administration have received high for deepening ties with the United States, namely in security and economic development. The recognition came from United States Secretary of State Christopher Lando during remarks at the opening of the I.A.N Steel Company of Trinidad and Tobago Limited in Point today. Dalisa Gurlal tells us more.
The steel mill reopening reflects the strength of the U.S. and Trinidad and Tobago's economic partnership and the confidence U.S. investors Pinnacle Steel and Vanadium Corporation continue to place in TNT's industrial sector.
I really do feel like this Prime Minister here in Trinidad today is really opening the door for a new vision of U.S.-Caribbean relations that nobody has ever opened before. It's been there for 60 years. Prime Minister, much like President Trump, campaigned on economic renewal and security renewal. And those are both really important, critical objectives for both our governments. And so we are delighted to work together.
Meanwhile, Minister of Works and Infrastructure Jerlene Johns said the revival of the steel mill will bring economic opportunities.
The assessment is that Trinidad and Tobago could supply up to estimated 50% of the United States demand for that metal. Imagine a country of 1.4 million people becoming a material part of the supply chain of the largest economy on earth, not as a supplicant, but as a supplier.
The steel mill was reopened following its acquisition by U.S. firm Pinnacle Steel and Vanadium Corporation. Dalisa Gurulal, I.A.N. News.
United States Deputy Secretary of State Christopher Lando heads to Guyana after a two-day official visit to Trinidad and Tobago, which ended today. During his visit, Mr. Lando met with Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar SC to further strengthen the bilateral relationship, discuss shared energy and security priorities, and advance economic cooperation. The U.S. Deputy Secretary of State experienced the vibrant rhythm of Trinidad and Tobago's steel pan culture at Invaders Steel Orchestra Port of Spain Panyard shortly after arriving on Sunday. Mr. Lando's visit underscores the United States' commitment to strengthening partnerships across our hemisphere and advancing shared priorities, including regional security, energy resilience, and economic prosperity. In other news, the Ministry of Foreign and CARICOM Affairs is closely monitoring the situation in Colombia and Ecuador following a 7.4 earthquake that struck at 8:34 a.m. this morning. In a media release, the ministry said the Trinidad and Tobago government is standing in solidarity with the government and people of Colombia and Ecuador in the aftermath of a powerful earthquake that struck the region. The release added that thoughts remain with those affected by this event as the ministry offers steadfast support for the safety and resilience of the people of Colombia and Ecuador. The ministry added that it was concerned about reports of significant seismic activity throughout Colombia and Ecuador. As of 5:30 today, the death toll had climbed to 111.
Email us at iannetworknews@gmail.com.
Fair and Square, conveniently located near the Endeavour Chaguanas flyover. Shop now for all back-to-school and vacation essentials. We carry the widest variety at the best prices. Discover incredible value and a shopping experience that's fast, easy, and affordable. Fair and Square, your one-stop shop for all your household needs with safe and convenient parking. Any and everything all under one roof.
2 murders recorded in Trinidad and Tobago this year came from altercations, revenge attacks, and domestic disputes, not organized gang warfare. According to figures cited by the Prime Minister, altercations accounted for 40 murders, revenge for 30, and domestic disputes for 12. Since 2024, altercations, revenge, and domestic disputes have been linked to 371 lives lost. Many began as everyday disagreements that escalated beyond control. Some erupted suddenly, fueled by anger, jealousy, alcohol, or drugs. A few seconds of lost control created permanent consequences for entire families. Gang violence can be attacked differently. Security services can identify criminal networks, locate weapons, target known offenders, and disrupt planned activity. The figures show progress. Gang-related murders fell from 273 in 2024 to 122 in 2025 and 78 so far this year. That decline shows the impact of stronger national security operations under the state of emergency. But police cannot make personal choices for citizens. Years ago, the Archbishop of Port of Spain asked where all this anger was coming from and how ordinary citizens were helping to increase it. The country is reducing gang violence. Saving more lives now requires restraint, forgiveness, and the courage to walk away. Let love have the last word.
I.A.N offers over 25 years of experience, are retinal specialist and the latest cutting-edge equipment. We handle diagnostic and surgical needs for retinal, cataract, glaucoma, pediatric and diabetic eye care. Also glasses. We provide it all under one roof. Our head office is located seconds off the Freeport flyover. Branches also in North, South and Tobago. Call 349 eyes for more information. Payment plans are available. I.A.N, taking eye care into the future.
Your dream home starts at Advertise Marketing Home Improvement Center. Whether you're building, renovating, or upgrading, we have everything you need. From stylish home decor, kitchenware, vanities, bed and bath essentials, outdoor furniture and mini appliances, to premium wrought iron products. Shop security steel doors, PVC and aluminum windows, zinc, RHS, stainless steel items, and custom enclosures. Visit us at Old Southern Main Road, Freeport, or our branches in Aranguez and SS Erin Road, Daybay.
We're back with the news on the I.A.N. network.
Welcome back, everyone. We must apologize for the technical difficulties. The Southern Lawyers Association is calling for caution in response to allegations concerning the Caribbean Court of Justice, saying the claims are serious but should not result in conclusions being drawn about any individual judge. Celine Banzilal has more.
Following a media report of internal emails among CCJ judges in which allegations were raised concerning the leadership of CCJ President Justice Winston Anderson, reports were made including claims of dictatorial leadership, panel fixing, and attempts to influence court decisions. In a statement, the Southern Lawyers Association President, Syra Lacan, said concerns involving the CCJ must instead be addressed through the appropriate institutional processes. According to her, any concerns raised within the court should therefore be examined fairly and transparently in keeping with the standards governing judicial conduct. The association is also warning against prejudging the allegations while any appropriate processes are ongoing. It says the CCJ is bigger than any individual office holder and that the priority must be protecting the independence and integrity of the regional court. The association says maintaining public confidence in the administration of justice across the Caribbean must remain paramount. Celine Bansilal, I.A.N. News.
More than 250 workers at Hilton Trinidad remain uncertain about their future as the Communication Workers Union calls for urgent government intervention. CW Secretary General Joanne Ogier is blaming both the former PNM administration and the current UNC-led government for failing to adequately address issues at the hotel. Celine Banzilal has more.
The Communication Workers Union says it has been raising concerns about the situation for years, but claims little has been done to bring clarity to the affected employees. At a press conference on Monday, Communication Workers Union Secretary General Joanne Ogier placed responsibility on successive administrations.
The PNM has failed these workers, and by extension, the UNC government, who has now been sitting in power in a place of autonomy, to make a decision, has also failed these workers.
The union is seeking answers about money it says was identified by the former PNM administration for renovations at Hilton Trinidad. Ogier is now asking the current government to account for those funds.
Their slogan says, a promise made is a promise kept. So we want to ask the minister, the line minister, MP Saddam Hussein, the promise that you made to Hilton workers, saying, fear not, don't worry, your job's safe. Is that promise going to be kept?
Following a meeting last week between the CWU and Hilton Trinidad, Ogier says the union was left believing the hotel would provide greater disclosure about the situation. She says that understanding subsequently changed.
What was meted out to the workers and the union by extension and letters of notices. They went to the workers, issued letters calculating their severances, their severance packages, and what we are now hearing from the GM, talks are fruitful. So we are saying to the management of Hilton and as well to the government, somebody is not speaking the truth.
The union has requested a meeting with Minister Saddam Hussein, but that meeting is yet to take place. The CWU is now calling for urgent government intervention, answers, and clarification.
They got involved in Nestle business. They went to talk to Nestle. So are we saying that we are comfortable that the Hilton could just get up and leave here? Is that what you are saying, Madam Prime Minister? Is it that you are saying under your UNC-led government, you are comfortable with over 250 workers losing their jobs at Hilton? So we want to pause and remind Minister Saddam, if what he said
The Secretary General said the delay is becoming increasingly difficult for over 250 workers who have financial obligations, cannot afford to remain in limbo. Celine Bansilal, I.A.N. News.
In other news, UNC Senator Anil Roberts is questioning the whereabouts of $109 million raised by the People's of its new Balisier House. Speaking during his Doubles and Coffee social media program on Monday, Roberts pointed to a document he said was the explanation and judgment of Justice Margaret Mohammed delivered on July 31st, 2026, following an application involving the PNM trustees.
Speaking during his Doubles and Coffee social media program on Monday, UNC Senator Anil Roberts pointed to a document he said was the explanation and judgment of Justice Margaret Mohammed delivered on July 31st, 2026, following an application involving the PNM trustees. According to the police reports referenced in the court document, Roberts said construction of the Balisier House building ceased after the PNM lost the 2025 general election. He further claimed the document states there were no records of additional fundraising events taking place after the election to finance the continuation of construction.
Since the PNM demitted office, work on the new building ceased and the building has been abandoned. Go and check it for yourself. The police not sure they're watching it. They're seeing it. They're investigating corruption and bribery. This is a matter that supports my reasonable suspicion that a substantial part of the total wealth of the PNM, as embodied in the value of the new building, was obtained through the commission of offenses of bribery and corruption.
Roberts questioned how the project could have been funded before the election while construction subsequently stopped and no further fundraising events were recorded.
All of that fundraising, all of that raffle talk, all of that come up, it don't add up. It's still $109 million short. And in here, the police provide evidence to the judge. The judge did not go willy-nilly.
The senator is now calling for greater scrutiny of the finances surrounding Balisier House as questions continue over the source and use of funds raised for the project. Celine Bansilal, I.A.N. News.
Work continued on the foundation for the establishment of a police post at the Eddie Hart Grounds, Tacarigua. Homeland Security Minister Roger Alexander assured that the police post will ensure greater public safety to surrounding areas.
The beginning of safety and security for our whole community. Even those who oppose it, they fall in this community. So we're looking at the highway, the bus road, the Eastern Main Road, Tacarigua, Lopino Aruca, El Dorado, St. Augustine. It's about providing public safety for people.
Minister Alexander dismissed the criticisms of those opposed to the police posts.
We are providing security for your businesses right across the road, and for those who they are not your businesses, we are providing an opportunity for you to continue getting kickbacks from those places.
In other news, a family in Marabella is pleading with the government for assistance in fixing a collapsed drain before they lose their home.
More than 20 years of complaints about a drainage problem behind a family home at number 3 East Bayshore, Marabella. Jade Blackburn Mohammed, her husband Riaz Mohammed, and 2 kids suffered a significant blow last year to their home when the drain finally collapsed.
But the situation is that it have a government drain behind my house. For 20 years we have been running back and forth, government go, government come, to assist us in fixing the drain. I fed up now and I choose to highlight this over the media because my whole house falling down.
The sole breadwinner for her family since her husband became an amputee stated they made several attempts to the San Fernando West MP office and Marabella West Councillor's office. They are not asking for charity, but just for someone to do something about the situation.
No, more than 20 years, right? But last year, the drain fell completely and brought down the walls of the bathroom. And the MP, everyone knows about it, but they're saying that where we live is not in the jurisdiction of San Fernando. So I don't know where to go and turn for help.
She noted living walking distance away from the recently developed Bayshore housing development that began key distributions in April 2025, so she also reached out to Ministry of Housing.
Anything that I can get help with, I appreciate it, right? But it's not like to say that I want handout. I have my HGC reference number. I even went to AGC. But they say they can't do anything unless the MP or the Minister of Housing write a letter to them. Now, we have a housing development next to where I live. We did not know anything about it, and we see people living and getting house. So if they know about our situation, they could still accommodate us with a little housing so that they could fix the drain, and after we could fix our house.
Jade fears that she can lose her home that's slowly falling apart due to the ground slipping from underneath. The family is pleading for any assistance from the relevant authorities to help save it.
A woman was shot dead in a vehicle near the John Lights in Port of Spain this morning. We have more in this report.
Police said shortly after 7 a.m., officers at the Besson Street police station received a report that a woman's body was seen in a vehicle at Achon Street near the John intersection. Lewis once lived at Foster Road, East Red River, Port of Spain. According to police, Lewis was known to law enforcement and had several previous interactions with the justice system. Investigators said she owned a Hilux but had no fixed place of abode and would reportedly sleep in her parked vehicle at night. Police have no motive in Lewis's killing. Celine Bansilal, I.A.N. News.
Police have seized 53 kilograms of cannabis along with 20 rounds of 9mm ammunition during an early morning operation in Matlot and Grand River. The seizure was made on Sunday, August 9th during an Operation Resolute exercise conducted between 4 a.m. and 8 a.m. in the Matlot Police Station district. The operation involved officers from the Matlot Police Station, the Eastern Division Task Force and K9 Unit. During the exercise, officers searched an area near the Grand River Public Cemetery where they discovered several black plastic bags. The bags contained approximately 53 kilograms of cannabis with an estimated street value of $1.53 million. And police also found 20 rounds of 9mm ammunition at the location. The items were seized and taken into police custody. No arrests have been reported in connection with the seizure at this time. Police investigations are continuing. And 3 men have been charged with larceny following the reported theft of several lengths of electrical cable valued at more than $44,000 in Princestown. Police say the incident occurred at Relays Road, where the cables were sawed in an open area beneath a work shed. According to police, the victim last saw the cables at around 4:10 p.m. on Friday, July 31st. The stolen items included several lengths of single-core and 4-core cables with a combined value of approximately $44,942.34. The victim returned to the location at about 8:30 a.m. on Monday, August 3rd, and discovered that the cables were missing. An intelligence-led anti-crime operation was subsequently conducted in the Princestown district, where police detained 3 men, all in their 20s. The 3 accused are expected to appear before the court as the matter proceeds.
Well, I can tell you, Keisha, we've had a Trini connection starring as the St. Lucia Kings defeated the Antigua and Barbuda Falcons in the CPL. All of that and more next in your Sportcast.
We'll be right back.
Do
Do you have breaking news, community news, and upcoming events? Contact our newsroom at 226-1-I-A-N or 259-4-I-A-N. Or email us at iannetworknews@gmail.com.
Fair and Square, conveniently located near the Endeavor Chaguanas flyover. Shop now for all back-to-school and vacation essentials. We carry the widest variety at the best prices. Discover incredible value and a shopping experience that's fast, easy, and affordable. Fair and Square, your one-stop shop for all your household needs with safe and convenient parking. Any and everything all under one roof.
2 murders recorded in Trinidad and Tobago this year came from altercations, revenge attacks, and domestic disputes, not organized gang warfare. According to figures cited by the Prime Minister, altercations accounted for 40 murders, revenge for 30, and domestic disputes for 12.
Since 2024, altercations, revenge, and domestic disputes have been linked to 371 lives lost. Many began as everyday disagreements that escalated beyond control.
Some erupted suddenly, fueled by anger, jealousy, alcohol, or drugs. A few seconds of lost control created permanent consequences for entire families. Gang violence can be attacked differently. Security services can identify criminal networks, locate weapons, target known offenders, and disrupt planned activity. The figures show progress. Gang-related murders fell from 273 in 2024 to 122 in 2025 and 78 so far this year. That decline shows the impact of stronger national security operations under the state of emergency. But police cannot make personal choices for citizens. Years ago, the Archbishop of Port of Spain asked where all this anger was coming from and how ordinary citizens were helping to increase it. The country is reducing gang violence. Saving more lives now requires restraint, forgiveness, and the courage to walk away. Let love have the last word.
Your dream home starts at Advertise Marketing Home Improvement Center. Whether you're building, renovating, or upgrading, we have everything you need. From stylish home decor, kitchenware, vanities, bed and bath essentials, outdoor furniture and mini appliances, to premium wrought iron products. Shop security steel doors, PVC and aluminum windows, zinc, RHS, stainless steel items, and custom enclosures. Visit us at Old Southern Main Road, Freeport, or our branches in Aranguez and SS Erin Road, Daybay.
We're back with the news on the I.A.N. network.
Well, turn up the volume. Let's get the party started as the TTFA is calling for a cultural shift in sports, saying that protecting athletes must become everyone's responsibility. The event brought together coaches, athletes, parents, administrators, legal experts, and well-being specialists to strengthen safeguarding, abuse prevention, and athlete welfare across the country. Research presented by UE highlighted the country's safeguarding landscape, while experts stressed that the importance of early reporting, inclusion, and prevention can help. The program ended with a Safe Sport pledge, reinforcing the message that creating safe, respectful, and athlete-centered sporting environments requires action from every level of the sporting community. And it was a tale of 2 TNT internationals in the CPL opener as Camille Puran celebrated a winning debut for St. Lucia Kings to defeat Evan Lewis and the Antigua and Barbuda Falcons despite a brilliant innings from the opener. Well, Puran made an immediate impact in his first match for the Kings, blasting 14 runs from just 6 balls at the top of the order to help set the tone with Andreas House in a thrilling 4-run victory at Arnorsville. He would have his debut cut short, however, but not before hitting some big skyscraper blows as he was taken by Raheem Cornwall. On the other side, chasing 188 for victory, Lewis looked in devastating touch. The left-hander hammered 48 from 24 deliveries, smashing 5 sixes and sharing a 56-run partnership with Tim Robinson that had the Falcons cruising at 109 for 2 and firmly in control of the chase. But once fellow Trinidadian Joshua Bishop dismissed Lewis, the momentum shifted dramatically. Bishop's breakthrough proved crucial, while Matthew Ford held his nerve in the final over, including a key run-out to seal the victory for the Kings. Well, let's move to hockey and a ticket to the Pan American Games and a fourth place jump in the world rankings. That's the reward for Calypso Stickmen, riding a wave of momentum after the impressive silver medal run at the CAC Games. TNT senior men's hockey team climbed from 40th to 36th in the latest FIH World Ranking, while their run to the CAC Games final secured qualification for the 2027 Pan American Games in Lima, Peru. The Stickmen were dominant in the group stage, defeating Mexico, Barbados and Guatemala before overcoming Venezuela 2-0 in the semi-finals. They came within a shootout of the CAC Games gold, battling Cuba to a 2-2 draw before eventually settling for silver. But the bigger picture is encouraging, as TNT has not only strengthened its position on the world stage, but now have a major continental target ahead, with the Pan Am Games providing another opportunity to test themselves against the region's best. And with the rankings moving in the right direction, the Calypso Stickmen will be looking to turn their latest success into sustained international progress. And after 4 years away, one of TNT's pioneering cheerleading programs is making a bold return. The Cheer Fusion All-Stars officially launched their new club program on Saturday at the Bonaire Secondary School, where 40 young women aged 5 to 22 attended the club's first ever open tryouts. The event marks the rebirth of a program that has helped shape young athletes through cheerleading, with organizers describing the launch as both a celebration of past achievements and a fresh commitment to developing confidence, leadership, teamwork, and discipline. I see some funky dance moves as well. Our Club Fusion says they are aiming to build far more than championship routines. The participants took part in skills evaluations across dance, tumbling, flexibility, and stunts, with the club emphasizing that every participant makes the team. Co-founder and head coach Carissa Bournes insists that the club is on a mission to create the next generation of confident models.
But the dream never died. Coach Adasa and I, there will be random nights where we talk with each other and so, what if we start back the club? What would it take? Because some dreams are simply too important to stay silent. So today we begin writing the next chapter of our Cheer Fusion story. A chapter filled with new opportunities, new athletes, new families, new partnerships, and new memories.
Let's mosey on to the green, where the PGA Tour regular season has come to a dramatic close, and Michael Brennan made sure his season would continue. Brennan fired a final round 64 to win the Wyndham Championship by 3 shots, claiming his second tour title and, more importantly, punching his ticket to the FedEx Cup playoff for the very first time.
Joint operating agreement governs the license. The Block 5B farm out agreement gives NGC participation.
Well, that is far from past. Certainly, we do apologize for that bit of a mix-up. All right, that's all that we've got for sport. We bring it to a close with a smile. For the team, I'm James Saunders. I'll catch you later. The pretty wrong thing.
We'll be right back.
You can now follow us for breaking news on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook, and on YouTube. Follow us for breaking news. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on TikTok. Follow us on Facebook. Subscribe on YouTube. Follow us for breaking news. on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook, and on YouTube.
Fair and Square, conveniently located near the Endeavor Chaguanas flyover. Shop now for all back-to-school and vacation essentials. We carry the widest variety at the best prices. Discover incredible value and a shopping experience that's fast, easy, and affordable. Fair and Square, your one-stop shop for all your household needs with safe and convenient parking. Any and everything all under one roof.
Do you have breaking news, community news, and upcoming events? Contact our newsroom at 226-1-I-A-N or 259-4-I-A-N. Or email us at iannetworknews@gmail.com.
Makoya, discover the all-new India in Style Expo, the exciting new chapter following Incredible India Expo. Open daily from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. opposite the Center of Excellence. Shop beautiful bridal and temple wear, jewelry, footwear, home furnishings, decor, puja items, and much more. Try some of the delicious items at Zaika Restaurant and enjoy refreshing drinks from AK Juice Center. India in Style Expo, a complete Indian shopping and lifestyle experience.
Fabinger Expo in Chaguanas is open every day from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Fresh containers have arrived with brand new stocks. Exciting new merchants have joined us, bringing a huge variety of products at unbeatable bargains. Indulge in spa services, soothing chumpy massages, and taste authentic Indian cuisine. Fabinger Expo, endless variety, endless value.
Ready for a home makeover? Head to Felicity Furniture and Appliances, where style, comfort, and savings come together. Luxurious sofas, elegant dining sets, beds, stoves, freezers, and more. Visit us at Lot 10B, Pierre Road, Felicity, Chaguanas.
Thinking of giving your home that modern finish? Then visit ABC Bath Doors and Windows. We are the largest supplier of hardwood finishing goods. Get kitchen and pool tiles, faucets, doors, windows, sinks, and so much more. Come in or give us a call. ABC Bath Doors and Windows, always a better choice.
We're back with the news on the I.A.N. network.
Thanks for staying with us. Tomorrow is World Steel Pan Day, and ahead of this celebration, the Consulate General of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, New York, took our national instrument to Times Square in New York City. More in this report.
On July 24th, the United Nations General Assembly adopted Resolution 77-316, proclaiming the 11th of August every year as World Steel Pan Day. And on Sunday, the consulate celebrated Pan in Times Square 4 with the sound of Trinidad and Tobago taking over the heart of New York City. In a Facebook post, Neil Parson, Trinidad and Tobago's ambassador to the United States, wrote, "Today in the heart of New York City, Times Square, we celebrated something that began on the streets of Trinidad. We celebrated the steel pan." Pan in Times Square, Parson said, celebrated our national instrument, our culture, our incredible panists, and the gift Trinidad and Tobago has given to the world. The event was attended by members of the diaspora, friends, and supporters. It was also streamed live on YouTube.
It's now time for our business brief with Dalisa Gurlal.
Face Citizens Group reported profit after tax of $646 million for the 9 months ended 30th June 2026, down $73.6 million or 10.2% from the corresponding period in 2025. Total net revenue rose $68.9 million or 3.3% to $2.2 billion, while total assets increased 0.9% from $49.2 billion as at 30th September 2025 to $49.6 billion at 30th June 2026. Higher credit impairment charges, rising funding costs, tighter liquidity, and the commercial asset levy weighed on earnings, although the group remained well capitalized and liquid. The board declared a third interim dividend of 48 cents per ordinary share, bringing the 9-month total to $1.57 per share, payable on 28th August 2026 to shareholders on record as at 14th August 2026. While 3 months of recovery are insufficient to confirm a sustained recovery, the figures suggest the country's long-term decline in oil production may be beginning to cease. Trinidad and Tobago's crude oil condensate production averaged 54,209 barrels per day in the first quarter of 2026, up 0.8% from the 2025 annual average of 53,782 barrels per day and 4.7% year-on-year. Production rose from 54,052 barrels per day in January to 55,244 barrels per day in February, before easing to 53,431 barrels per day in March. New Providence Gas has selected Norwegian technology company Econnect Energy to supply its I.A.N C-class floating LNG transfer system for the Bahamas' planned LNG import terminal. The jetty-less system will enable offshore LNG transfers while reducing permanent marine infrastructure and construction requirements. The Clifton Pier terminal is expected to receive LNG for power generation, with first gas targeted for first quarter 2027. The project follows NPG's final investment decision and is expected to replace fuel oil with LNG supplied from Shell's global portfolio. Dalisa Guralal, I.A.N. News.
We now take a short break. Stay with us.
We'll be right back.
Feeling safe should not depend on how far you live from the nearest police station.
That is why the government is establishing 30 new police posts across Trinidad and Tobago.
Each police post will bring police and military personnel closer to the communities they serve. They will cover major roads, transport routes, busy junctions, and other important locations.
They will support existing police stations, strengthen patrols, and widen the national security network. And more officers are coming. New recruits are joining the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service.
That means more trained officers available to protect communities and respond when citizens need help. The purpose is simple: stronger presence, faster access to assistance, and greater confidence in public spaces. 30 police posts. More police officers, one connected national network, protecting you and your family.
Promises made, promises kept.
Your dream home starts at Advertise Marketing Home Improvement Center. Whether you're building, renovating, or upgrading, we have everything you need. From stylish home decor, kitchenware, vanities, bed and bath essentials, outdoor furniture and mini appliances, to premium wrought iron products. Shop security steel doors, PVC and aluminum windows, zinc, RHS, stainless steel items, and custom enclosures. Visit us at Old Southern Main Road, Freeport, or our branches in Aranguez and SS Erin Road, Daybay.
Neo Eyewear Limited, a leader in the eyewear business, with complete glasses which include frame, lens, and eye test for only $3.95. We have one of the largest selections of frames and brands for you to choose from, such as Gucci, Tom Ford, Balenciaga, St. Laurent, and even the Ray-Ban Meta glasses. Conveniently open from Sunday to Sunday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. So visit us at 91D Main Road, Montrose Mall, or M6 Plaza, Endeavour.
At Extra Foods, we care for you. That's why we offer you the widest variety at the best prices. Clean, spacious surroundings. Friendly professional service because we care. And remember, we're the home of Plenty for 20 savings, giveaways and samplings. Plus, we're open all day Sunday just for you. And we've got you covered with basement parking for over 200 cars for your convenience. Because our customers are our priority. Let us care for you. Extra Foods. Always extra for less.
We're back with the news on the I.A.N. network.
Thank you for staying with us. The Royal Grenada Police Force has launched an investigation into the deaths of 2 women who were killed after they jumped overboard from a chartered boat just off Grenada's Grand Anse Beach on Saturday. More in our regional roundup.
The tragedy occurred amid festivities that were then ongoing at Grand Anse Beach as part of Grenada's annual Spice Mass Carnival celebrations. Witnesses said the 2 women jumped together off the party boat Kayak Princess and accidentally came into contact with the vessel's propeller. Grenadian news outlet GBN said one of the victims died at the scene while the other was rushed to hospital in the capital St. George's but eventually succumbed to her injuries. The Royal Grenada Police Force said it has launched an investigation into the incident and has detained the boat's captain, though there is no confirmation yet as to whether any formal charges will be filed. The RGPF could not yet confirm the circumstances surrounding the incident. However, the agency assured that information will be provided with the continuation of the investigation. A probe has been launched into the fatal shooting of a man during an alleged shootout with the police in Fraser's Content in Spanish Town, St. Catherine, on Sunday. Police report that about 3:58 p.m., members of the St. Catherine North Special Operations Unit and Street Crime Bond Unit were on patrol in Spanish Town when the team received information that a man dressed in blue shorts and a blue shirt was observed brandishing a firearm in Fraser's Content. The team proceeded to the Fraser's Content main road where a man fitting the description was observed. Officers say he was accosted by the cops who identified themselves. According to the police, the man pulled the handgun and fired at the team while running into a premises. They say the cops took evasive action and returned fire. The police say the man fell while clutching a gun which was retrieved and found to be a .38 revolver with 2 live rounds. 3 spent casings were also found, the police reported. The injured man was assisted to the Spanish Town General Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. The probe will be conducted by the Independent Commission of Investigation.
A powerful earthquake in Western Colombia earlier today shook the South American nation and neighboring Ecuador, prompting people to evacuate homes and buildings. The United States Geological Survey reported the quake had a 7.4 magnitude. More in this report.
The U.S. Geological Survey and Colombia's counterpart reported that the epicenter of the quake was in San Jose del Palma, a community of about 4,800 people in the Choco region, about 250 miles west of Bogota. It also reported that it struck at a depth of 66 miles. The quake was also felt in neighboring Ecuador and Panama, though minimal damage was reported there. At least 47 people have died and many residents remain trapped under debris of collapsed buildings. People were forced to evacuate their homes as far as the capital of Bogota. Local officials confirmed that at least 18 people had been killed in the city of Piera, 2 in the city of Manizales, and 27 people in the Valle del Cauca department, where Colombia's 3rd biggest city, Cali, is located. At least 3 that were killed there were children. The quake left cities across the west of the country, Piera, Quibdó, Cali, and Manizales, ravaged. A mix of residents and search teams picked through the rubble of collapsed buildings amid concerns by authorities of aftershocks. Colombia's Interior Minister said more than 20 municipalities across the country had been hit. Celine Bansilal, I.A.N. News.
The Met Office is monitoring an active tropical wave in the Atlantic Ocean. The wave is moving westward at approximately 28 kilometers per hour and is expected to affect the southern Windward Islands from Thursday. In a news release on Monday, the Met Office says the system is disorganized with scattered patches of showers and thunderstorms. It was centered approximately 1,900 kilometers east of the southern Windward Islands at noon today. The Met Office said there is a low chance of the system developing into a tropical cyclone. It advised that there are currently no watches or warnings in effect for Trinidad and Tobago. It's now time for a look at the weather update.
The Met Office said tonight Trinidad and Tobago will experience clear and hazy conditions at first, which will gradually give way to a few showers, mostly over Tobago and northern Trinidad. There is a 20% chance of a heavy shower or thunderstorm. Tomorrow, sunny and hazy periods will be interrupted by the occasional shower in a few areas. There is the medium chance of a heavy shower or thunderstorm during the afternoon. Gusty winds and street flooding are possible in heavy showers and thunderstorms. Seas are light to moderate with waves 1 to 1.5 meter in open waters and below 1 meter in sheltered areas. Sunrise will be at 5:56 a.m. and sunset at 6:26 p.m.
And that brings us to the end of our newscast. I'm Keisha Marie Charles. On behalf of all of us here, thank you for watching and have a good night.